not. What are the consequences you think for our country if we re-elect, as it were, Donald Trump, and he becomes the commander in chief, but a commander in chief with no conscience?
It's a terrifying thought. He when he went in the first time, when he was first elected, he was actually surprised he won the election. He had absolutely zero plans. He didn't even know and didn't hire anybody that even knew where the light switches were in the White House. He was a disaster. When the pandemic hit, when COVID hit, totally unprepared to assemble a team to deal with it, and didn't deal with it well. Killed a lot of people who should be alive today. But if he is reelected, he's got plans now. People realize he's got a base, that they love him. He can do no wrong in their mind. If he's a felon, all the power to him. So God knows what he would do, but we do know he's laid out authoritarian, autocratic plans, and he will probably never leave if he gets in there. He doesn't think the 22nd Amendment, which holds presidents to 2 terms, applies to him if he gets reelected, because he thinks those terms have to be consecutive rather than separate by another presidency. So he'll just stay. He'll try to. He will. There is no rule that he will follow. The military, they're trained not to follow illegal orders, but what happens when you have the commander-in-chief pushing illegal orders? It's going to be a constitutional nightmare.
Yeah. So let me try this on you for size. I'm glad I wasn't too far afield with my assessment that Trump makes all these other presidents, say Buchanan and 1 or 2 others, look better in the rearview mirror. So I'm glad we relatively agreed on that. Let me see if we agree on this. I've said this many times some years ago. Let me come back to it now. Donald Trump was dangerous for me before he got in office, for a lot of reasons. But I kept reminding people I'm born in Mississippi, but I grew up, my home state is Indiana, and so I know Mike Pence. And I kept saying to people during the Trump era, be careful what you ask for. People wanted Donald Trump to die in office, keel over, I said, be careful what you ask for, because Donald Trump, this is back then, John Dean, Donald Trump is not, I said, an ideologue. Mike Pence is an ideologue. I can tell you the agenda he's going to run. I can tell you the play he's going to run. Mike Pence is an ideologue. Donald Trump is just an idiot. He don't know what he's doing. He's all over the map. That's why he changes his point of view. One day he's with the NRA. The next day the NRA is mad at him. I can do this all day long. And you see him bouncing around from point of view to point of view. We've seen it in the last few days, the last few weeks, the last few months, on abortion, other issues. He keeps bouncing around on issue after issue. Why? Because Donald Trump essentially is not an ideologue. Mike Pence, I said then, is an ideologue. I bring this full circle to your point now, John Dean, about his authoritarian and autocratic plans if, in fact, he is reelected. So what scares me now is that the Donald Trump I was talking about then, who I did not regard as an ideologue, I'm not sure he's all the way there yet, but he's a lot more of an ideologue now than he was then. Does that make sense?
What's happened, Tavis, is his personality has come through. He has an authoritarian personality. I did a book that I think we talked about once called Authoritarian Nightmare.
Nope, we talked about that. Yep, we sure did.
And so his personality instincts, authoritarian instincts, have really taken over his thinking. And others have noticed this, and they're preparing plans and programs that are nothing short of an autocracy if he's elected. So yes, he is an ideologue. He will buy anything. He's very transactional. Whatever is good for him, he will buy into. He thinks autocracy is good for him. He likes it. It fits with his personality. So let's go with that.
Yeah.
And so that's that. I don't think he has deep thoughts about much of anything, other than how to cheat on his golf game. So,
I want to circle back to something else you said a moment ago. You and I are simpatico in our disdain for the Bush-Cheney years. And this is a bit crass, but you'll take my point. I apologize in advance, but I'm still going to say it. So Dick Cheney was really the Darth Vader, if you will, behind George W. Bush, that is sort of pulling the strings. You'll all recall the way Dick Cheney became vice president. George W. Bush put Dick Cheney in charge of the search committee. Became chief of staff rather. No, vice president. I got it right the first
Vice
time.
president.
I got it right the first time. Vice.
You got it right.
I'm scaring myself. Dick Cheney was in charge of the search committee to help George Bush figure out who his running mate was going to be. And you know who Dick Cheney picked, right? Dick Cheney.
He searched and searched, and there he was.
Yeah, he searched and searched and searched, and the guy was right in front of him all along. So Dick Cheney offers himself up to be George W. Bush's vice president. That's how that happens. But they get in the White House because Cheney, not unlike Pence, is an ideologue. In many respects, Dick Cheney was pulling the strings of George W. Bush all 8 of those years, having his way. And it's why Dick Cheney and Condoleezza Rice and others would get into it, because Cheney had outsized power, outsized ambition as the guy pulling the strings behind the actual president, George W. Bush. I raise all that, John Dean, to ask you this. To your point about all these folk around Trump who are just itching for him to get in, because they know they can run their play and their plans. If Trump's elected while he is his own man in some respects, who's pulling the strings behind this guy if he gets in again?
Whoever is the last person who speaks with him.
Wow. Didn't see that coming. Great answer.
That's what the pattern shows.
Yeah. The last person who speaks to him.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. It's a frightening prospect, and hopefully folks will go out and exercise their franchise and vote to block him from getting in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
It's one of the most important elections in my lifetime, and I think for the country, we've got to cabin this authoritarianism because it will destroy democracy.
I want to ask you in a moment how you think the world community that always watches, of course, the American empire, how the world community would process us being the demos, the voters, how the world community would process America, the country, the republic, if Donald Trump, in fact, is reelected. I'm asking that question in a moment after I ask this. What do you recall, John Dean, about the way the world viewed America after Watergate and Richard Nixon leaving the White House? What was their assessment of us then?
They didn't understand it. They didn't understand why what Nixon had done was so offensive when much worse had happened in most countries. Nixon abused power. He didn't do it for self-greed. He actually had good motives. He was a man who thought he could bring peace to the world. He wanted to do what his mother always wanted him to do, be a peacemaker. So he was ready. He was ruthless in how he sought peace. He would wiretap people and without national security clearance because he thought it would tell him the communists were somehow causing the anti-war movement, things of that nature. Nixon's a very complex figure in history that is not well understood, but Trump has really clarified our view of him because if you look at what, as I say, the bottom line being, Nixon is an institutionalist. He believes he comes up through the Congress and he becomes vice president. He's actually acting president under Eisenhower. Then he loses his first bid for the White House and tells Kennedy, go ahead, even though there are terrible disruptions in Illinois during the 1960 election. He doesn't contest it. But he comes back later, of course, and wins the office on his own. And he's hell-bent to go. So they're very different men. Yep. Very different men.
So that's how the world viewed us post-Watergate. If Donald Trump were to pull this off, you heard him say in the clip we played earlier, I'm leading Joe Biden by a lot in all these polls. I wiped out my Republican opponents. I'm the man. So if, in fact, he becomes the man once again, how do you think the world will view us then, John Dean?
They'll think we've gone crazy because they don't understand how a Republican Party, one of the two national parties, could back a man like Trump. Not only does he have convictions now, he's still got 3 more indictments sitting out there. They know he's a fool. The rest of the world's looking at us like, what in the hell has gone wrong?
Got about 90 seconds left here. I come back to something I raised earlier in today's program because I want to get your particular and unique take on it. We could talk about Donald Trump ad infinitum, ad nauseum. We've done enough of that in the last 30 minutes. We've talked now here recently about how the world would view us if we allow him to be reelected. But I want to ask your POV quickly here and finally on the demos, on we, the people. I mentioned earlier that Donald Trump, since Thursday, when these verdicts were announced, has raised over $200 million, $70 million in small donors. What does that say to you about the demos, about we, the people?
I think the demos of democracy doesn't understand civics anymore. This is cult-like, is what they're doing. This is no different than Jim Jones getting people to drink the Kool-Aid. So it is sad, it is frightening, it is troubling. And what's the answer? Education. People understanding what the issues are, understanding how the process works, listening to shows like yours. As
a kid, growing up reading about Watergate, I could never imagine that I would ever meet John Dean, much less interview him countless times, much less be able to call him a friend. It's my great honor always to be in conversation with the former White House counsel during the Nixon era, John Dean. Thank you, sir. All the best to you. I'll talk to you soon, I hope.
Thanks, Tavis.
Stay strong, my friend. Thank you. You too. Stay healthy. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know the United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time? Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Hunter Biden has arrived in a Delaware federal courtroom for his firearms case. Jury selection is underway in the trial of the president's son. Biden is accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018. Hunter's stepmom, First Lady Jill Biden, and half-sister Ashley Biden are in attendance at the courthouse as well. Well, a Michael Jordan basketball card is worth a lot of money. A 2003 through 2004 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection one-of-one Logo Man card sold for just over $2.9 million. It was the highest price for any Jordan card ever sold. The African-American basketball icon won 6 titles with the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Simone Biles let the world know she's ready for the Summer Olympics this year in Paris. The 4-time Olympic gold medalist won the all-around competition Sunday at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships for the 9th time in her career. The UCLA women's softball team was eliminated from the World Series. They lost to Stanford in the quarterfinals. UCLA finished a strong season at 43-12. The new ownership group of the NFL Washington Commanders, which includes Magic Johnson, is not going to deal with any drama from players or staff. The Commanders cut place kicker Brandon McManus a week after a lawsuit was filed against him by 2 women accusing him of sexual misconduct. The Washington franchise went through several allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment in the workplace under former owner Dan Snyder. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Race, culture wars, political turf battles, criminal justice and injustice, the courts. These are the conversations you won't hear elsewhere. My guests are leading journalists, celebrities, and sports figures, elected leaders, and influencers. They aren't afraid to get into it and say the quiet part out loud. With Ariva Martin in real time, Your commute just became the most engaging part of your day. Tune in weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. or find us on YouTube. Ariva Martin in real time when you want it straight, no chaser.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
I'm going out with the girls this weekend. Nails done, outfit stunner, and my skin, I know it's going to be glowing because I glammed up my shower routine with new Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. It smells so luxurious and deeply moisturizes with its super rich, creamy lather that's bursting with vitamin B3 complex. So my skin glows and my confidence grows. Try new Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash for glowing skin in just 14 days.
As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Let's get back to more of this rich dialogue with Tavis Smiley.
I love the month of June. As I said earlier, every year, the month of June, Black Music Month, we get a chance to just weave in all sorts of good music, and we get a chance to rate AD. I'll introduce you to AD in a minute here. We get a chance to rate Miles as a DJ every June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He's a board op every day, but in June we get a chance to see what his DJ skills are like.
Okay, how's he doing?
He's doing good. First day is June 3rd. So every day this month in Black Music Month, we have a different featured artist of the day.
Okay.
And going in and out of our talk segments, we play their music.
Okay.
So we've been playing Curtis Mayfield all 3 hours today.
I love it.
So tomorrow to be somebody else. And the whole month of June as Black Music Month, we'll do gospel artists, we'll do blues artists, we'll do folk artists, we'll do R&B, we'll do hip hop, a little bit of everything. So every day a different artist, we play their music all 3 hours. So we get a chance to check out Miles on the boards, on the ones and twos, as it were, in the month of June. So today, we've been celebrating Curtis Mayfield, and I couldn't be happier about it. The voice you just heard is that of A.D. Dolphin. He is a CEO and health coach. And we're going to talk for the remainder of today's program about the physical and psychological toll that diets take on our well-being and why more black folk are turning to alternative health. He's going to introduce us to his health and wellness brand. It's called D Herbs. I should say up front, he's now a sponsor of this program, and we believe in what he's doing and want you to be aware of it and to consider trying it for yourself. There is the testimonial that we want to get out of the way initially as to why we're doing it, because we believe in it, and we're glad to have him as a sponsor on this program, so you should know that, number one. So here's the bottom line. Healthier living is a goal that most of us want. You just heard John Dean close our conversation, former White House counsel, said to me, Tavis, stay healthy, stay healthy. I said, how you doing? He said, I'm aging gently. So we all want to be healthy. We all want to look better. We all want to feel better. But making the lifestyle changes necessary to do that can be a challenge. Why? Because we start and then we stop. We start, we stop, we make excuses, we refuse to take action, and so we have our own coach, our own health coach, who's going to help us stop this starting and stopping mentality. His name is A.D. Dolphin. I'm pleased to have him in studio. A.D., how are you, sir?
Man, loving life and happy to be here.
It's good to see you, man. Thank you for your support.
For sure.
And thank you for your work. I call it a work and a witness. And I don't say that to everybody, but there's some folk who are not just engaged in what I call work. It's a work and a witness. And when you talk about the health of our people, nothing. I mean, let's just be clear. You ain't got your health.
You don't have nothing.
You ain't got nothing, man.
Nothing.
So that's why this is vitally important to me and to those of us around here. And so I'm pleased to have you on. So tell me, before I get to D-Herbs, a bit about your backstory, because people need to know that when somebody comes to them preaching a particular gospel, they need to know what your text is. What's the text today? So tell me a bit about the text, about the backstory about A.D. Dolphin.
So A.D. Dolphin, I'm the grandson of John Dolphin, and John Dolphin is one of the first black producers from the 1950s and 40s. So that's my grandfather. Mm-hmm. He at the time, they would not allow black people to come to Hollywood. Mm. So he brought Hollywood to South Central, you know, and all the Sam Cooke, you know, the Beach Boys, all these people came and started and did music with my actual grandfather. So the entrepreneur spirit lives within me. My whole entire family, just me and you just talked about this prior, my whole entire family is full of entrepreneurs and full of people doing good work out here.
I didn't know this until just now when you walked in the studio, but I had A.D.'s sister as a guest on this program many months ago. As you all know, we are engaged now in a major climate justice campaign at my home station in Los Angeles, KBLA Talk 1580. The nation is invited to tune in to C-SPAN. Y'all always ask me, when you going back on C-SPAN? With all those conversations, with all those brilliant black thinkers and opinion makers and thought leaders, when you bringing that State of the Black Union Symposia series back? Well, we're going back live on C-SPAN, June the 18th. Mark your calendar, just a couple of weeks from now, June the 18th, 7 to 10 Eastern Time. We'll be live on C-SPAN with an all-star panel of black thinkers and opinion makers talking about the urgency of now, climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. You heard A.D. say his whole family is entrepreneurial in some respect. Tell me about your sister, Glory Dolphin.
So Glory Dolphin is the CEO of IQ Air, and they're actually one of the premier companies with the best the best air cleaner on the planet. So that's pretty much what they do. You know, they did the last 2 Olympics. Mm-hmm. So people trust them.
Yeah. So his sister is in the climate is in the climate space.
Yes.
He is in the health space.
Yes.
So just a family of overachievers, and again, I'm honored to have A.D. On this program. So talk to me, just broadly speaking, about black health, and specifically why it is you think that black folk are turning more and more to alternative methods.
Good. Well, I think it's because we're forced in that direction. You talk about high blood pressure. 42% of African Americans have high blood pressure. That's almost half of us, even though we only represent, 13 to 11% of the population of the United States. 38% of us have diabetes. And these particular things are things that we actually eat our way into these conditions. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I always tell people, since you can eat your way there, you can eat your way out of it. You just got to make a healthier choice.
Mm-hmm. I look around. I've been traveling for the last few weeks, a few places here and there. And as I'm walking through airports, walking through hotels, I'm a people watcher. I love watching people. Right. So I'm watching people. And when you look around, you see it's not just black people who have health challenges.
Right.
But what is it specifically about our community that makes us so susceptible?
You know what it is? I think it's a two-pronged kind of thing. So first of all, I think soul food, that definitely plays a role in our health, and also the fact that our community is riddled with fast food restaurants and things like that. So I think it's a combination of both of those things, and like I said, just making bad choices.
Yep. So this D-Herbs full body cleanse, in fact, the D-Herbs full body cleanse has been on the airways locally and nationally for over 20 years now.
Yes.
I will say this. I know Steve Harvey, and I recall when you were doing this on the Steve Harvey program.
Right.
And I recall all the success you had helping thousands of people across the country when you were partnered some time ago with Steve Harvey, helping people to live better lives and frankly, their best lives. So tell me what motivated you to actually start the company, given that you've been around for a while. You ain't no Johnny come lately to this. Yeah.
You know what happened? It's something that so I used to play basketball. I played basketball actually overseas, and when I decided to quit, I came back home. And now I'm not as active as I used to be. And then what I realized is I do gain weight like everyone else. When you
imagine that. Imagine that, yeah.
I never ever was challenged with that. And all of a sudden I started gaining weight, and I was introduced into cleansing, and I got this crazy addictive personality. So I loved it so much. I did everyone's cleanse, and I noticed there was a vast difference in every single cleanse. And I said, someone needs to take the time to make the ultimate cleanse. And I said, it might as well be me. So therefore, I hired a team of herbalists. We started putting together a plan. It took me about a year, and I came up with the ultimate cleanse, which is the D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse.
When we come forward, we'll talk about the D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse and what sets it apart from all the other cleanses that he tried before he developed his own. His name is Eddie Dolphin. More with him when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
Interrogating and unpacking. That's what we do around here. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hi, Tavis Smiley here. We're getting closer to June 18th, and time is running out for you to register to join us for our historic symposium live on C-SPAN, Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com right now if you want to be in the audience when the nation will see for the first time ever a stage full of brilliant black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's all going down. Well, it's actually all going up. Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. live from the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Again, admission is free, but we're filling up fast. So if I were you, I would log on right now to KBLA1580.com to reserve your seat.
Caring about the climate, caring about the community. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Sounds different, huh? This is Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley and A.D. Dolphin, his company, his full body cleanse is called the D Herbs Full Body Cleanse. We're glad to have him on this program to offer some advice that I think will help you, me, and all the rest of us. So very, very quickly, when you were trying all these other cleanses, when you realized that like you're human and not human and divine. You gain weight too if you didn't run up and down the court every day. We all do. What did you discover that was missing? What did your team bring to the fore that you thought was missing in these other cleanses?
God, it's two really things. So the quality of the herbs. A lot of times companies, when they're trying to sell something, they kind of cheat you on the quality of the product and they put more of the money into the marketing of the product. So therefore, we actually kind of reverse that. We're more about the quality of the product. So when you look at a D Herbs product, it's 100% herbs, no fillers, no binders, nothing like that. It's just herbs themselves. And then a lot of times the capsule, people use gelatin capsules. We use veggie caps, where therefore it's a vegetarian capsule. So it's easy for your body to assume what's inside that capsule.
So then tell me specifically then about the D Herbs Full Body Cleanse.
No problem. So the D Herbs Full Body Cleanse is a 20-day herbal cleanse that consists of 7 formulas. All 7 formulas are geared to clean out your major eliminative channels. Your eliminative channels are like your gallbladder, your heart, your liver, your colon, your spleen, your lungs, your kidneys, your adrenal glands, your blood, and your skin. So it's going to help you flush out all the impurities in those particular areas of your body. Also, what you tend to see is you got to change your diet, because usually it's your diet that puts you in this state where you feel like you need to cleanse and you kind of don't feel like yourself. So you're going to be on a raw food diet. So therefore, you're going to eat fresh fruits, vegetables, raw nuts, and raw seeds throughout your 20-day experience. If you take those capsules and you eat the necessary foods that we recommend, the magic happens. And the magic is this: you lose between weight loss. You're talking about between 10 to 30 pounds, a huge boost in energy, stronger immune system, clearer skin. You'll be able to concentrate and focus a whole lot better. And that's pretty much it. I always tell people you can use this as something to catapult you into being a healthier person. And from then on, take on a healthier lifestyle.
Yep. What have you learned over all these years, AD, about the process of people sticking to? We started earlier about how we start stuff and stop, start, stop. 20 days, not a lot of time. Right. But 20 days ain't 20 hours. What have you learned about people on your program and their ability to stick with the program?
Absolutely. You know what it is, Tavis? You got to be sick and tired of yourself. A lot of us been chasing 20 pounds for the last 20 years. I'm going to lose that 20 pounds for the last 20 years.
Still chasing it, yeah.
And next thing you know, that 20 pounds turned into 25 pounds. Yeah. And then that 25 pounds turned into 30 pounds. Yeah. And all of a sudden, you start acquiring things like, you're pre-diabetic. All of a sudden, your doctor's talking to you about high blood pressure. Yeah. They start talking to you about dialysis. And now, all of a sudden, you're in this dire situation where you really, really need to change. So that's what I mean. You get to a point where you're just sick and tired of yourself and tired of the procrastination that you've been doing for so many years. It's weird because, Tavis, I already know you. You keep your promise to every single person that you know. You say you're going to do it, you mean it. You're going to keep that. But a lot of times when it comes to ourselves, we don't keep that promise. Yeah. And this allows you to keep that promise. Put your body in a healthier state, because me and you both know if you're not healthy, you can't do nothing.
No, and as you get older, you realize that more acutely.
Yes.
I'm laughing internally because you were talking about how we've been chasing 20 pounds for 20 years, and then before you know it, you looked up and that 20 is 25
there
or 30.
You go.
I saw a comedian one day. He told his joke. I'm not a comedian, of course, but you'll take the point. He was talking about this sister who was Miss Brickhouse back in 1979. When they was in high school, she was Miss Brickhouse. He said he hadn't seen her for 20 years, and he saw her and said, "Oh, she added a few rooms." She Miss Brickhouse, but she done added a few rooms since I last saw her. Not to be sexist, that works both ways. It works both ways for men and for women. So A.D. Dolphin is telling you can stop the chase of these 20 pounds after these 20 years. You do something about it right now over the next 20 days. We'll get into more details about that when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
For all the freedom-loving folk, this is Tavis Smiley.
I feel like
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the AmeriCAN Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the AmeriCAN program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The AmeriCAN Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCANCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCANCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Ready to re-examine your assumptions and expand your inventory of ideas? More of Tavis Smiley coming your way right now.
More of A.D. Dolphin coming your way right now. We're talking about this full body cleanse called D-Herbs. And by the way, go to D-Herbs. That's D-H-E-R-B-S. D-Herbs.com is where you can get all the information about this 20-day program. D-Herbs.com. When you get there, what you're looking for is the full body cleanse. He got 5,000 products. The one you're looking for, this nigga got product. He got product now. But the one you're looking for is the full body cleanse. So D-Herbs.com, the full body cleanse, what you're looking for when you hit that website. So tell me more about, okay, so just walk me through this. It's 20 days.
Right.
Give me some sense of what I'm doing on day 1, day 5, day 10. Just give me a sense of what my days are going to be like, how my days will change.
So no problem. So we already talked about the eating regimen. Mm-hmm. So basically you're consuming capsules, because I told you it was 7 different formulas. Mm-hmm. So you're going to consume a portion of those capsules throughout the day. Okay. And it comes with a little carrying kit. So you don't have to lug around the bottles or the boxes or anything like that. It's real small and compact. You can stick it in your pocket. So throughout the day, you're going to consume those capsules
at certain times.
At certain times.
Okay.
And the reason why that happens is because certain herbs and certain body parts are at their low period. So when those organs are at their low period, this is going to give those.
You done the science on this
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
done the science on this
It's
thing.
20 years.
Yeah.
It's 20 years invested. So those particular organs that are at their low period, to get the most out of them, we put certain herbs in there that's going to push those organs to eliminate that waste from your body at a faster rate.
Mm-hmm.
And then along with that, you're going to have that eating regimen.
Yep. And so in terms of meals, I'm still eating, 3 meals a day? How does that work?
You can eat as much as you like.
Wow.
As long as you find.
As long as I stay inside that
As
category.
long as you stay within fresh fruits, vegetables, raw nuts, and raw seeds. And we have thousands upon thousands of recipes on our website. So there's a lot of great restaurants all over the place that deal with raw foods. And if you're into cooking and doing things like that, or preparing, since you're not actually cooking the food, we have so many recipes, thousands.
So I would call it eating clean, but we take your point about what you want us to eat. But you're saying to me, as long as I eat what you prescribe,
Eat as much as you like.
I eat as much as I want and take my capsules.
That's it. And the magic is absolutely.
And I'm going to lose 10 to 30 pounds.
Easy.
Wow.
Tavis, I know you're not ready yet, and me and you kind of talked about it, but when you do it, you're going to lose 30 pounds.
I'm going to do it. Trust me.
You're going to lose 30 pounds.
Let me get past June.
No, I got you.
With all these
I
events
got
we
you.
have coming up.
You're going to lose 30 pounds.
And then y'all going to hear me bragging about how good I look.
There you go.
Once I start the program. So that is to come. Over the next 90 days, A.D. Dolphin will be checking in with us from time to time for those of you on the program to see how you're doing, to answer questions, to respond to you. So this ain't a hit it and quit it thing. He'll be here over the next 3 months at a minimum to help guide us through this program. Once again, it's called the D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse. Go to dherbs.com right now. dherbs.com right now. What you're looking for when you get there is the Full Body Cleanse. Thank you, as I said earlier, AD, for your work and witness. Good to have you on. We'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Just like that, 3 hours gone. Back here tomorrow, Lord willing, to do it all over again. Until then, thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep the faith.
KBLA